Let's take a look at problem number 11. This is a long division problem. Maybe. Let me do it as long division. Then I'll show it using synthetic division. So we've got 2x to the third plus 3x squared minus 19x and minus 1. Now, to begin with, what's in front and what's underneath the division has to be in standard form. Standard form says you go from your largest power down to your smallest. It also can't be missing any powers. Yeah, this is x to the third, x squared, x, no x. It's got all the powers accounted for. Well, we're going to take a look at the first term of each, decide what to put up on top. You ask yourself what times x gives you 2x to the third, and that's 2x squared. Now, whatever we put up on top, we multiply by what's out in front. So I'm going to take the 2x squared times x plus 4, which gives us 2x to the third. 2x squared times 4 gives us 8x squared. So we've got 2x to the third plus 8x squared. Now we're going to subtract this line, which means we'll flip the signs. So the positive 2x to the third becomes negative. The 8x squared, positive, becomes negative. 2x to the third minus 2x to the third drops away. 3x squared minus 8x squared gives us negative 5x squared. And depending upon who taught you division, either bring down everything or leave it up there. I was taught to bring it all down. Then we look at the first term of each, decide what to put up on top. You ask yourself what times x gives you negative 5x squared, and that's negative 5x. Now whatever we put up on top, we always multiply by what's out in front. So we'll take negative 5x times x plus 4, which gives us negative 5x squared minus 20x. Now we're going to subtract that line, which means we'll flip the signs. So this becomes a positive, and this becomes a positive. Negative 5x squared plus 5x squared drops away. Negative 19x plus 20x gives us a positive 1x, or x. And then we'll bring down a minus 1. Now again, you look at the first term of each side, what to put up on top. You ask yourself what times x gives you x, and that's 1. Now whatever you put up on top, you multiply by what's out in front. So we'll take 1 times x plus 4. Gives us x plus 4. And then we're going to subtract that line, which means we'll flip the sign. So this becomes negative, that becomes negative. X minus x drops away. Negative 1, negative 4 is negative 5. So we take our remainder and we put over what we're dividing by, the x plus 4. And that's your answer right there. 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. Looks like A. Let me go double check that. 11A. And that checks. Another way we can do this one. We can use synthetic division. And why can we use synthetic division on this one? Well, because we're dividing, you can only, let me put a note here, can use synthetic division if dividing by x plus a number or x minus a number. If you have x squared, if you have a number in front of your x, you can't do that. See how we're dividing by x plus 4? That's why we can do it on this one. Okay, so let's write it down again. 2x to the third plus 3x squared negative 19x minus 1. And I'm dividing by x plus 4. Now first step was synthetic division. The up above was long division, polynomial division. First step was synthetic division. You take what you're dividing by and you set it equal to 0 and solve. So x plus 4 equals 0, and we solve it and we get x equals negative 4. Then we take that number we just found and you put it in a box in the upper left hand corner. You identify your largest power, which is x to the third. So real small, I'm going to write down x to the third, x squared, x, and no x, or constant term. Now this helps ensure that it's in the right order and you're not missing any powers. Now write down the numbers that are out in front of them. Before the x to the third is a 2, before the x squared is a 3, before the x is a negative 19, and a no x or constant term is negative 1. Now we're going to go through a series of adding, multiplying over and over to get our answer. Start with our far left column. 2 plus nothing gives us 2. You always multiply by the number up in the box, which is negative 4, by the number you just put down there. Negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, and you put it here. Then we want to add. 3 and negative 8 gives us negative 5. Now multiply. Always multiply by the number up in the box, by the number you just put down there. Negative 4 times negative 5 is 20. Now add. Negative 19 plus 20 gives us 1. Multiply. Always multiply by the number up in the box, by the number you just put down there. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And now add. Negative 4 and negative 1 gives us negative 5. Now this was x to the third. This is will always be 1 degree lower. So that's x squared. This is x. This is our no x, our constant term. And this is our remainder. So our answer will be 2x squared minus 5x plus 1. And then we take our remainder and put it over what we're dividing by. Now some books will put the negative up on top like that. Some will put it out in front. You should be comfortable with both. The books that put it up on top here want to really emphasize that your remainder is a negative 5, not a positive 5.